Okay, next up, we have the most interviewed man in Dirtbox history. This is the third time he's actually sat down with us on DNB Wraps, one for his release, and obviously he had an amazing track with us called Listen on the Vibe City LP last year. It's the last listening part we did. Go and check it on our YouTube channel if you're seeing this on Facebook or Instagram. He is, of course, the Scottish wonder boy. It's Ruben himself, Beskar. How you doing, brother?
I'm doing good. Yeah, I can't believe I'm the most interviewed person. That's funny, but
it's only three.
Well, yeah, but I don't know. I like chatting to you, so
yeah, I know. Just can't keep away from you, mate. It's those beautiful looks and the Star Wars helmet. That's what does it.
Yeah, exactly.
So, what you been up to this year, 2024? We're having an interview just about every year now. So, what's the start of the year been like for you?
It's been pretty chill, to be honest. I've been busy, but not really with music, to be honest. I've been working quite a lot and just had run up with I've got loads of releases at the start of the year, so just kind of going along with that. I've been producing a lot of music that isn't drum and bass as well, just as a side project. So I've been doing quite a bit of that. I really need to actually pull the finger out and get producing a bit more D&B again, especially for you guys as well. I want to give you an EP this year. So yeah,
we've saved a slot just for you when that's ready, Ruben. So it's sat there waiting for you. Don't worry about that.
Good. It's coming. Yeah, it's coming. It's taking a while.
That's all right, mate. Obviously, the best things come to those who wait, and we know we're going to get the fire, as they say, when it comes raining down on us. So very recently, you've actually just done an album, haven't you? A Liquid album, and yeah, wow.
Yeah.
How long did it take you to do that? Can you tell us a little bit about it?
Oh, ages. Yeah, I mean, it just started out as just a few liquid tracks here and there that I was sending around to different labels, etc. And then I kind of got to a point where I had about 5 or 6, and I realized at that point that every single one of them was either a collab or had a featured vocalist on it. So I kind of came up with the idea of maybe doing an album where it was kind of like a various artists, but it's me. It's everyone I'm on and I'm producing or I'm doing vocals, but every track has a featured artist or a vocalist on it, and call it Liquid with Friends. So that is coming out in 2 weeks' time, well, less than the 1st of March on GZ Audio, which I'm super excited about. I'm super proud of it. It's I produce all the full spectrum of drum and bass. I know with yourselves, I kind of tend to do a bit more, neurofunk. Although I did do Listen for Yous as well. That was one of those tracks that I did think about putting on the album, but at the same time, it wasn't a featured vocalist, or it was just me. So I'm kind of glad that you were doing that at that time, because it meant that track had a place to go to.
Lucky us.
yeah. But the album, yeah, I'm super proud of it. It's absolutely brilliant. All the other artists absolutely smashed it on it. There's some really there's some collabs on it which are people that have never really produced drum and bass before, even, or it's just people that I've met in the past, and I've got quite a few people from Edinburgh on it as well, which is good. And then the biggest thing about it, the thing that I'm most excited about it is the fact that we've pressed it to vinyl. So, that for me as a massive vinyl head is just absolutely mind blowing. That's end career goals. So I'm super excited about that.
Oh, it's been a long time since I had the vinyl out. A very long time. Was that out now? Can you actually get hold of the vinyl?
It's pre-order out now, so I'll get posted out on the 1st.
Right.
But yeah,
pre-order
is up. It's on the GZ website. So yeah.
Great stuff. Yeah, I mean, one thing I have noticed as well with yourself is you always, I don't know if you just accidentally get attached to great concept projects, or for some reason you just entice it. Anytime I see you doing something, there's some kind of concept. Obviously the Dirtbox big Star Wars concept that we did all the promo vids. Then you were part of Vibe City as well, and now obviously this album, and obviously the concept within it about friends, and the artwork with the drinking with friends and stuff.
Yeah,
what do you think that is? You all seem to be attached to these concepts, and you always seem to have great ideas around it as well. Do you think this is an happy accident, or do you think it's just for a reason?
I think I find that really interesting that you said that, and like I like that you've noticed that. It isn't something that I intend to do. I mean, sometimes I intend to do it, but it's not something I always intend to do. But I think coming from a kind of my background in music is very all over the place, and like for me, concept albums are some of my favorite albums. So like, you know, Pink Floyd's The Wall, from My Chemical Romance to Black Parade. Like I love those albums, and like there's so many that like it tends to be for me that my favorite albums are kind of at least have some sort of concept to them. So like I said, it wasn't really intentional, but it definitely does happen. I have done it intentionally, and I do have some stuff in the future which is very like highly concept, which is very intentional. But you know, it's I think that just overall does tend to come across in my music without you even realizing it. So I find that really interesting that you've noticed that. That's a big tick for me as well.
Yeah, I mean, for me as well. I mean, I love the concept things. I mean, you can do a concept without it being gimmicky, can't you? You can do something that has something behind it. I mean, this is almost a concept thing. It's the 50th release. It's 5 years of filth, and it's the biggest remix album that's out there. Do you know what I mean? So we've done that. I've got a few others in the pipeline as well. Some of the concepts that I've actually come up with very recently to let loose this year, I will tell you about off camera, and maybe even get you involved in some of those. I think you'll be very very happy to hear some of the things that we got going on for it.
Yeah, definitely. You know, I'm always up for it.
And apart from the music, you know, one thing that I've been privy to very recently that you've helped us out with is our brand new tape pack project as well. So just for anybody listening, I'll give a bit of background. You can check all this out. We've started a project on Dirtbox called the Tape Pack Project. And basically we've taken two artists that were able late last year to get me 12 tracks ready, an album's worth of tracks. And what we're doing throughout the entirety of 2024 is we're releasing a single from each artist on the 1st of every month, no matter what day that is, through the entire year. Now, as opposed to normal promotion and things like that, we're just working on building their Spotify up. The artists in question are The Fifth and Shaper. And Ruben was gracious enough to really jump in and help us on this project, not only to put his imprint on it, because you obviously felt something by it and what notion we had by it, but also the fact that we are trying to build this up to get some money to the artists as well. So very low promo costs. We've cut every corner we can. And yeah, you basically designed the artwork for this project, didn't you, Ruben?
Yeah, I like the idea of it. I like the concept of it. I think for me, Shaper is someone that helped me quite a lot at the start of like when I started producing drum and bass as well. Like he's the one that basically gave me the contacts for Ram, which was like a massive career move for me. And then The Fifth, you know, his stuff, he's absolutely killing it at the moment as well. So it was just, yeah, I think it's nice to support these artists. I enjoy doing artwork anyway. I do all the artwork for GZ Audio now. So it's like it's within my skill set, and I like, you know, I'm happy to do it for free if it means the artists get more money at the end of the day. That's what it's all about.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, like I said, we're trying to just give them the majority of the profit on this as well. We've cut promo costs down, everything like that. And the idea behind it is we want to give a consistent release schedule to kind of counter all this bullshit going on with Spotify not paying people until you've had 1,000 streams. So, well, you know, a couple of the main things that Spotify does like is, you know, somebody that's got an active release schedule and it's consistent. And so we've put those two artists in this position to get that, and hopefully it'll build them up for the future, even past this project, that their Spotify is always going to make them money, as opposed to worrying and wondering if they're going to, you know, hit 1,000 streams a year on it.
Yeah, no, it's a great concept.
So let's get into this remix, Ruben.
Yeah.
Now, I can say, yeah, I can definitely put back the place that I can take us back to the place that we decided to get this done. And I think this was the catalyst for this album. Again, you're always involved in these concepts in some way, helping to instigate it. But I believe in the Cyber Cunts group, we've got a bunch of producers, what me and you were in. I chucked up probably one of my favorite drum and bass tracks of the past 5 years. Varkid Bring the Fire, just a heavy, techie, jungle kind of drum and bass track. And yeah, you jumped on this like lightning in order to give it a remix. And well, let's just say you surprised me with what you came out with. But yeah, like I said, this was probably the first remix that I got everything together for this album. When you heard the track itself, what did you think of it? And did you intend to go in this direction, do you feel?
I don't think I ever intend to do anything with any remix, to be honest. I just kind of see what happens. But I mean, as soon as I heard the track, I'm the same as you. I loved it. I like that techie jungle vibe, and you know, it was getting quite a lot of attention at the time as well. Andy C was playing it and stuff, so it was a no-brainer to remix it. And yeah, in terms of the direction that it went, I don't know. I just love really fucking hard neuro. So it was like, at the end of the day, it was just, I don't know, sometimes that happens, sometimes it doesn't. But I think with a remix, for me personally as well, is I like to change it up a bit. Like I think it has to stay true to the original. Like there's certain criteria for a remix for me where it's like it has to stay true to the original. Like I don't like just using like one vocal sample and then everything else is different. Calling it a remix for me isn't a remix. It has to be true to the original, but has to also do something different. And it's easy to make something heavier rather than make it less heavy. So it's like, just beef it up a bit.
And it's very strange as well, because for me personally, the original track, you don't hear a lot or enough of that type of drum and bass. And the same for your remix as well. It takes it past that neurostep kind of genre as well, doesn't it? It really is almost like you've let the reins off. Do you know what I mean? You've took the chain off the pit bull and you just let it run rapid with that remix. It's fucking awesome, let's be honest.
It goes off live as well. Everyone goes mental for it.
yeah, I think played it in Manchester. When was it? It was last November, I think it was. And yeah, I think it got 3 rewinds. just of the intro. I couldn't help myself, but yeah, people were calling for it, so who am I to deprive them of 3 reloads of the Beskar remix of Bring the Fire? Yeah, but yeah, we've stuck that pride and center. It's track 1, obviously, on the sampler one, and it's coming out on the album as well. So let's give it a listen. If you've not heard it already, strap your fucking self in, fasten your seatbelts, because this one's going to blow your tits off. Here we go. Beskar remix of Bring the Fire by Varkid.
Original Dandara. Original Dandara. You bring the smoke, me I burn the fire. Original Dandara. You bring the smoke, me I burn the fire. Original Dandara. You bring the smoke, me I burn the fire. Original Dandara. You bring the smoke, me I burn the fire. Original Dandara. You bring the smoke, me I burn the fire. Original Dandara. You bring the smoke, me I burn the fire. Fire. Original, 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 Dandara. Original, 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 Dandara. The brain is smoke, we are burn the fire. Original, Dandara. The brain is spark, me, I burn the fire.
There we go. I'm out of breath just listening to it. It's weird. It takes all the energy out of you, doesn't it? But you want to dance, and I don't think I don't think my girlfriend upstairs would appreciate me dancing around here at the minute. So I'm not going to bother. But yeah, man, absolutely smashed that remix. Smashed it out of the park.
Yeah, no, thanks for getting me involved. It was a pleasure to make, and it was it was a fun one, and it was nice to go that hard. And I don't know, it's always fun to just push it to the extremes, like you said. And I'm glad I did it with that track.
Well, that's not the only feature you've got on the LP as well. We decided to remix both of your tracks from your EP early last year, obviously on Dirtbox, with Mount Erakos and of course Willem Scream as well, didn't we? So we've got an interview with Kinetics, and we're going to be listening to his remix. What did you think of the Kinetics remix?
Yeah, absolutely brilliant. I think both those artists absolutely smashed it. It was it's the first time I've had any of my tracks remixed, so it's interesting. It's an interesting point in my career for that to happen. I don't know. It's maybe something I never really thought would happen, or that anyone would ever want to. So it was nice. But yeah, they absolutely smashed it. They both have done exactly what I think I did with Varkid Remix, which is it's true to the original, but just beefing it up a bit and giving it just something a bit different,
That's it. And speaking of the other one, let's have a listen to the Maniatics remix of Willem Scream before we let you go as well. How's about that?
Yeah, sounds good.
Here we go. Here's Beskar, Willem Scream, the Maniatics remix. There we go. I mean, what I love about this remix as well, they've almost like put a big groove to it, hasn't they? It's quite funky, this one, I think, don't you reckon?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. It's again, reiterating, it's like the original, but just adding something different, and they've definitely added the funk to that one, and it's they've brought the funk into neurofunk.
That's it. Well, I mean, big up the Maniatics, Javio and Rubio from Spain, I believe. They recently had an EP with us last year. We actually wanted to get one of their tracks remixed, but unfortunately they lost the parts for it, so we weren't able to get any more remixes of their tracks done. But hey ho, we got them featured on the album, and I didn't want to remix everything off every EP, but those two tracks, I think they're very standout tracks, and we just had to get them a feature on here. And it's great to hear them brought up to date a little bit as well, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. And it's nice to just be on it. Well, Beskar on it 3 times as well. Like it's just feels good. It's yeah.
Well, again, 3 interviews, 3 features on the new LP. They're all coming in threes. There's something else that's going to come in threes. I wonder what that could be. I wonder what it could be. So before we let you go, tell us a little bit about 2024. We know what you've done recently. You're going to be working on some stuff. What's coming this year, whether it's gigs, releases, remixes, what's happening in the Beskar world?
Not a lot that I can really tell you about on air.
I know you've got a snidey little monster coming on a compilation later this year that's actually nothing to do with us.
Yeah. So that's the yeah. I don't know. To be honest,
my lips are sealed.
Apart from that, not too much is done, because I've been focusing on that quite a bit. And like I said, I've been focusing on kind of music outside of drum and bass for a while. So I think I'm looking forward to. I think probably at the start of the year for me is like, this is mental. Like the next few weeks, I've had like singles run up to the album. I had another remix out like a couple of days ago, and then this album's coming out, and then I've got the thing that we can't mention coming out. So it's going to be busy at the start, and then I think there will be a lull in the middle of the year for me where I'm going to have to pull the finger out and start producing a bit more. But then obviously I'll have an EP with you guys, and I've got a couple other things in line. So, but like I said, nothing I can really. It's annoying the way that it works in the music business like that, isn't it? Can't really.
I know. But there is things to look forward to. So keep your eyes on Beskar. Let him know what's going on. Drop us some comments if you like the remixes that you heard of his tracks, or the remix that he's done for us. Let us know what you think in the comments below. Before we let you run off, Ruben, as you know, this is the 50th release. We keep batting on about it. What does it mean for you being on a mammoth project like this on Dirtbox?
It's just, I think, I like how much music you guys have put out in the past few years. That's just, I don't know, just top quality. And I think it's nice to be part of such a big project that with so many artists on it, that it just shows how versatile you are as a label, and that everyone on the label definitely has their own sound, but for somehow you just kind of feel like it's Dirtbox. And I know it's kind of a generic answer, to be honest, but I don't know. It's just I just love the label, and I'll always happily give you stuff. That's the bottom line.
We will happily accept it as well. I mean, you are definitely one of my favorite producers out there, Ruben, and it's always a pleasure to work with you. Like I say, my creative juices always get to flow when you're around, I believe.
Yeah, and I would say the same about you. It's nice to let my creative juices flow. This is maybe a section.
This is going terrible. We better cut it out here. Get a room, boys. Get a room. Okay, listen, buddy. You have a great evening. Thank you very much for your time. The Varkid Bring the Fire Beskar remix is out on Sampler 1, and it's coming on the Dirtbox 50th release album, April the 5th. Check it out. What's up, everyone? Lee UHF here, the host of DNB Wraps. Thank you for watching our videos. If you like what you're hearing and seeing on the channel, please make sure you're subscribing to it. Please make sure you thumbs up the videos, and more importantly, let's get some comments going as well. It really helps the channel, and in order for us to provide this content to you, we do need the channel to grow. So we can't do this without your help. Hope you enjoy the video. Speak to you soon.